I'm David Friend, the CEO of Carbonite.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Governor, and I'm overwhelmed by the warm outpouring of welcome you folks have given me this morning, Mr. Mayors, representatives of Senators Snowe and Collins, and distinguished guests. So Carbonite is, in fact, only 6 years old. We started in May of 2005. I'm a serial entrepreneur and engineer, and back in 2005, my longtime business partner and I had sold our last company, and we were sitting around on his patio in Marblehead, Massachusetts, looking out over the harbor, enjoying a beer, when his wife walked in, and somebody had broken into her car and stolen her laptop, and she lost 2.5 years of baby pictures that she never bothered to back up. And literally the next day, I got a call from one of my daughters who was in college in New York, and somebody had spilled a beverage on her computer. It was dead, and she lost the term paper that was due on Friday, and there was much crying and tears. So I went down to New York, and we pulled a hard drive out of her laptop and brought it to one of these labs that supposedly recovers data from dead hard drives. And I paid them $1,300, but we still couldn't get the term paper back. And that's when Jeff and I decided that there must be a better way to do this. Our own families, were computer literate, and they all had their little external hard drives that they were supposed to use to do such things, but they never did, because now that everybody has laptop computers, going home and plugging in all these wires and everything is kind of the last thing that people have in mind. So we said, really the right way to back up a computer is just over the internet, because everybody is connected all the time. And so when you open up your computer and turn it on and you connect to the internet, whatever's on your computer ought to just kind of just magically in the background back itself up to the cloud. And so we hired a local market research firm to go out and see if other people felt like we did. And after 80 pages of charts and graphs and a big bill, the conclusion was, if you can make this cheap enough and simple enough, everybody will buy it, because everybody's got this kind of problem. And so that was how we started Carbonite. And today, we have over 1 million people use Carbonite. We back up over 200 million new computer files every day. We have several big data centers down in the Boston area, and we've been growing historically at a very, very fast clip. And the governor mentioned we were the 9th fastest growing company in the U.S. Last year, and continuing on that kind of pace. So this leads me to why we're in Lewiston, and I must say we're extremely pleased to be here. We built a fairly large customer support operation. We have a small customer support operation in Boston, and then we built as was in fashion at the time in 2006, a fairly large customer support organization in India. And over the years, our view of customer support has evolved. I think it's fair to say, as a couple of engineers, we didn't really give a lot of thought to customer support when we were building our product. But over the years, we have discovered how important customer support is to our customers. When somebody's computer crashes, and we have the only remaining copy of their wedding pictures or their business records or whatever else, they are in high tension mode, I would say. And even though it's very easy with Carbonite to restore all your files to your computer, they frequently just want to call up and have their hands held. I know it's easy, I just don't want to push the wrong button. And so would you please help me? And so this has really become an important differentiator for Carbonite. And we have tried and tried to match the level of customer satisfaction that we get from our support center in India versus the customer support center that we have in Boston. And Boston continuously and really across the board beats our Indian operation in terms of customer satisfaction. So after you talk to a customer support rep at Carbonite, you get a little questionnaire. How was the service? How did we do? Did we solve your problem? Was it fast and so forth? And so we finally concluded that, you know, if customer support is going to be such a big part of our business, we need to be absolutely the best that we can be. So we made the decision about 6 months ago to repatriate all those jobs back to the U.S. Now, we're going to... pay almost 3 times as much on an hourly basis to the people who we employ here in Lewiston than we did in India. But we think it's worthwhile because we see what it does to customer satisfaction. And anytime you call Carbonite and have a great experience with the person on the other end of the phone, we can turn a nervous and unhappy person into an evangelist for our So I can tell you it makes good business sense for us to be doing this, and we can prove this in our numbers. So we went looking for a place that was accessible to Boston because I think it's very, we have a wonderful company culture. For 2 years in a row now, we've won the Boston Business Journal Best Places to Work in New England, and we pride ourselves in being a great place to work. And so we wanted to be able to be close enough to Boston that we could get back and forth quickly so that people here could come down and mix with the people in Boston so that the executives from the company and people from the engineering department could come up here and mix with the people who were here so that they could all feel like they're part of the company culture. It's not just, you know, wearing the company t-shirt and that sort of thing. It's really about understanding the mission that we're on and feeling good about it. And quite frankly, it's an easy product to feel good about. I was on the shuttle to New York about 3 weeks ago when I was starting to chat with the guy in the next seat, and he asked me what I did, and I said, I work for this company called Carbonite, and he goes, oh, the backup company. He says, I use Carbonite. That's an awesome product. And then the guy across the aisle leans over, he says, are you from Carbonite? He said, Carbonite saved my bacon. So I think that's the kind of feeling that we have in Boston, because we get these emails every day from a graduate student in LA whose thesis would have been lost, 6 months worth of work had they not had Carbonite, or the housewife who's been working on her family scrapbooking project for 3 years and would have lost it all because her computer failed and she was backed up with Carbonite. So these are the kind of stories that we love to hear, and we all feel it in Boston. And unless you're close enough, to be in the loop, so to speak, on a daily basis in the same time zone, close enough that you can kind of get those vibes, you're never really going to feel like you're part of the company. So that's why we're here. And there's we found Rich Cerese, who's our VP of Services back here, who found Lewiston. Says, he's got a great pipeline of potential employees here. We ran our first job fair, and he's got 25 potential people lined up. And I know you've got Andover College. I got a whole list here. We've got Bates, University of Maine at Farmington, Kaplan, University of Southern Maine, Central Maine Community College. And I know many of these schools have already expressed an interest in working with us to provide us with graduates who have the computer skills that we need to be able to put people in touch with our customers. So, while the climate up here is probably colder than it is even in Boston, I have to say that the welcome I've received here today couldn't be warmer. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. I wore my LL Bean shirt. Was down at my house on Cape Cod this weekend and pulled out my Old Town canoe. I have a new affinity, for the state, and really looking forward to an opportunity to be here more frequently. So thanks again to all of you here in the room and several dignitaries. It's a great honor, and we look forward to working with all of you.